for JAMB is 50%. And a section of the country, you use 50% for them. In another section of the country, you use 20%. Then there's no equity. Then so, if there's no equity, then there will be agitation. There won't be peace. And there will be issues. So these are the things that we must be laying emphasis upon. Fairness, equity. When there's fairness, when there's equity, you find out that the society will adjust itself and begin to do what is right. And when they begin to do what is right, then there will be peace and there will be progress. And of course, everybody, there will be no agitation of unnecessary that we want to break out, want to do this. And if resources are allocated equitably, if resources, if positions are given equitably, not on the basis of tribalism or nepotism, then of course there will be less agitation and then the country will make progress. When you put the round peg or square peg in a round hole, then there will be problems. So we need to put the round peg in a round hole, and then there will be peace and unity, and there will be progress in the country.
Thank you. Hope that answers your question, Mr. Demola. More questions, please. Any other questions?
Can I say something?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
With all due respect to our father, I know I'm not supposed to speak after he has spoken, but you see, from a woman's point of view, from a mother point of view, and from a minister's point of view, I will give a tiny little scenario, and I can liken that to my country, my great Nigeria. When I got married, had kids, I wanted to further my education. I wanted to go to America. My husband declined. He said no. And he's always a man of his words. Everyone knew him, knows him as stern. I went to his mom to plead to him, please, tell him I want to go to America and further. I went to the dad. I went to all the people that I know he respected. I cooked the best meals in the house. Romantically, I was fantastic. I took every corner to reach into his heart so he could make me go to America. He said no. Everything I could do, humanly do, as a human being, I made sure I did. But he still said no. And I went back and I said, what can I do to soften the heart of this man? Because I need him to say yes, so my trip could be victorious and be fruitful. And I realized that the only option I had was to go to him that made him that created him. That is the only one I could go to soften his heart and make him do what I needed for my life. Bear in mind, when I went to God, I did not stop my regular chores. I still participated in everything that I needed to do in my household. I still worshiped him as my mini Lord. I still made him the head of the household. All respect, all accordance to him. I never stopped. But I went to God in a higher power because I knew he's the only one left that could change the situation. Am I making sense? I went to God. And before you know it, because I changed the way I went to God and did not stop what I was doing, manually, the situation changed. Bear in mind, when I say we go to God, change how we do things spiritually, we're not going to stop agitating in the right way. We're not going to stop blaming them. We're not going to stop doing what we're supposed to do as Nigerian citizens. But spiritually, we know that's the highest power that will ever live. So when we change things spiritually, I know without a doubt that power will change hands. That is the angle I was coming from. Only prayers cannot do it. Prayers without works is death. It's nothing. We're not going to get anything out of it. Let's keep agitating. Let's keep telling them what they're doing wrong in their presence, but in the right way. But we will change how we are doing things spiritually so we can get a better result. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was a very powerful one again. If there's no other questions again, okay, Sarah, news?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. My name is Osho Oluwatosin, and my question goes to Mrs. Nike. My question would be a bit spiritual. Okay, and you said the citizens are more like the problems of the country because their ways are not pleasing God. Now, do you feel our leaders have respected God enough? Do you feel they have created an atmosphere for him to actually intervene in the issues apart from the citizens? Thank you.
Yes, Miss Nikki. Please, can you answer that?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
If I heard you right, you said, do I think that our leaders have respected God enough? Okay. My brother, the question now is, our leaders, we don't care about their relationship with God. Their relationship with God is not our problem. We shouldn't let that occupy our time. Our problem now is how Nigeria will get better and who can make it better. Remember I said we have done NSARS. We have done all kinds of stuff. We will not stop complaining. We will not stop agitating. We will not stop telling them what they're doing wrong. But our problem is not the relationship we have with God. Our problem now is how God can make them do what we want. They can have a very fine relationship with God, but if God hardens their heart, you will not be free. So he that has the key to unlock their heart is who we need to go to in a different format, in a different way. Do you understand? If I know the person that you respect the most, the person that can make or kill you, even take your life, that is the person I will go after, not you. Because coming to you will be a waste of time. I will go to he that can take your life if you don't do what I want you to do. Am I making sense? He that can take your life, I know, can make you provide employment for me, can make you provide housing for me, can make you provide anything I want. So that will be my target. I would not waste time on you because it will not yield any fruit. I will go to him that has the key. And it's only kokorolo unlama sateli umudeni olono. Hello? Do you get what I'm saying? Let's go to God. You and I. Because of you and I, God can change the situation of Nigeria. Olorun omo president, Olorun omo vice. He does not even know who the parliament is. Tomorrow he can say, if you become the president today, tomorrow he can say you will be no more. So I'm not wasting my time with the government. I'm going to him that has the key to life. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Let me just add
okay, go ahead.
which is very important. You see, the Bible says that the children of Israel, they see the deeds of God. It says Moses know his ways. So there's a difference between seeing what God is doing and knowing how God is doing it. And I've always believed that the greatest problem we have in this country is that of ignorance. We must realize that God is a God of process. It takes 9 months for a woman to conceive and then give birth. It's like somebody that is praying to God and say, give me a child, but is not married. How is he going to do it? So we must understand the process. We must understand the system. A friend of mine wanted to become a president. I told him he can't become a president. He said, why? That is praying every day. I said, fast from now until you die, you can't become president. Why? I said, because you didn't join any political party. And Nigeria do not have a system where an independent person can contest. So how are you going to get there? So we need to look at the process. You get the point I'm making? So I quite understand we need to go back to God. But most of the time, Jesus has given us, has completed what he needs to do. God himself has completed what he needs to do and give it to us. In the first instance, that government you are complaining about, who put the government there? We say democracy is government of the people, for the people, and by the people. So we chose them there. So if I'm going to pray, for example, I'm going to pray that God should open the eyes of enlightenment of the people, that they should know how to choose. And of course, when you have a system where two parties have been presented to you, you have only two candidates, you have to choose from them. It's choosing either you have the devil and the deep red sea. You are stuck. You have to choose from the two. So what you need to be asking for in that situation is to be praying for a change of system. So we need to go to the root cause of these things. And I like Nikki always says, he throws in a Yoruba adage once in a while. I had this before, and I think we've often had it, that because the thing is bent from underneath. So that's why it's not straight up there. So we have a process of choosing leaders. We have a process. And if you remember, this religious thing that we begin to talk about, God was the one that was choosing the leaders for the Israelites in those days. At a stage, they said, look, we want a king like every other nation. And they came to Samuel. And Samuel was annoyed. And he went to God and he rebuked the people. He said, the people rejected me as ruler over them. God said, no, they have not rejected you. They have rejected me. Give them a king. Give them what they want. So it says, whatever you want, that God will give to you. But warn them the nature of the king that is going to come over to them. So, and then today, Israel is under democracy. And as it is today, Israel is only 10 million people. But they are one of the best in the world in terms of Greek, in terms of literature, and in terms of medicine, in terms of so many things. So it's not the population, but they are choosing right. So now what we need to do is to enlighten the electorate, that they need to look beyond what they can eat today. If somebody comes your way and begin to promise you some goodies just for today, you must remember that when you swallow that, tomorrow you'll be hungry again. And if that thing is no longer there, you are going to be in trouble. So the electorate needs to be aware. I mean, it comes up every 4 years. If you have a bad leader, it only takes 4 years for you to vote him out. And then if you know what you are doing, you can get him out and get him a replacement. But of course, that's why we are talking about restructuring. We need the whole system to be reevaluated and probably amended, because when you have a system whereby you can only vote 1 or 2 people, then you are stuck. Even if you have somebody who is an angel that is coming and you have 2 devils, you can't pick the angel. You have to pick one of the 2 devils. So this is what we say. We will continue to pray. I know there's a place of prayer in everything. We are not undermining that, but we are saying that God has already put in place everything that we need for us. All we need to do is to wake up to it and to begin to do it. We have one of the best weathers in the whole world. I went to Israel and I saw the land and I was shocked. And I called a rabbi. I said, listen, I read in the Bible that God said He's going to give you a land that is flowing with milk and honey. But I came here now, there's no rain in the country for a whole year except one, and it's just dews. It's not rain. You don't have water. Your land, you don't have grass. You don't have anything. Your soil is just, it's like wilderness. I said, where is the land that is flowing with milk and honey? I said, in my country, we have bitumen, we have oil, we have gold, we have diamond, we have so many things. You don't have it. I said, listen, the land that is flowing with milk and honey is here. That's the truth. So we want people that have this to rule the country, so that the milk and honey that God has developed, that deposited in this country, will be available to everyone. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Apostle Anthony Fashikwe. We're about to round up the press rally now. But before we do that, will the owner of this Toyota Camry car, LSR 585 EE, remove the car? It's causing an obstruction outside. Toyota Camry car, LSR 585 EE. Please remove the car. It's causing an obstruction. I would like to call on Bayo Fashikwe. Of all the conversation we've had this afternoon, and of course, vote of thanks.
Thank you very much. Whilst both my both individuals on the high table were speaking, a thought came to my mind. In fact, it's a story of a friend of mine in the UK. I won't mention his name just in case he might be watching. He's one of the most prayerful and spiritual persons that I've ever met. But he also has what I like to call an addiction. And that is, he plays what they call the national lottery. He believes he will win the lottery. So we had this discussion where I said to him, you have a dream. In your dream, the angel of the Lord comes down to you, gives you the winning numbers for the lottery, which means you have the key to the jackpot. If you don't go out, make that move yourself to go to the shop and buy the ticket, you'll never win the jackpot. The answers for Nigeria's solutions, as said, we already have. Do we have the courage to make those decisions? Are we going to be bribed with a bag of rice? Or shouldn't we think about what best we need, not just for ourselves, but for our kids and the generations that come after? A bag of rice possibly will last you a month. Good government will affect generations. And this is the questions that I think on Saturday we'll get more answers towards. Our mindsets, as much as we are prayerful, as much as we believe God could do everything, we still have to do our own part. God has given us everything we need. We are blessed people. Nigeria is a blessed nation. If Nigeria wasn't a blessed nation, I'll be 100% tell you, I won't be here today. I'll be catching cold in Germany. But because we're so blessed, I've been here. Hardly do I wear my mask. I've never been in contact with COVID. My friends in Germany hardly go out. They're calling me every day, wondering, how comes you're going out? Why aren't you in self-isolation? Why aren't you at home? And my answer to them is very simple. Nigeria is blessed. There's no other answer. This blessing came from above. We should claim it and know it and use it rightly in choosing our leaders. And on that note, I think topics touched here were very, very important. As a nation, we are a young nation. As a people, we are a smart people. We should use the smartness that we have to choose leaders who are more representative of us, leaders who will stand up for our cause, leaders who won't be tempted by corruption, leaders who are willing to serve, not to be served. On my first trip to Germany, and I'm sorry that I have to digress, I saw something that shocked me. There was a motorcade of cars coming. You could see 2 motorbikes in front. There were 3 cars and 2 motorbikes at the back. The car stopped at the traffic light. It was the field marshal. I wanted to take a picture. Because from my experience in Nigeria, I haven't seen any army guy that would stop anywhere. They would chase you off the road. So if our leaders are more interested in getting to where they want to be, rather than helping us to get to where we want to be, who are they there really to serve? Themselves or us? And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you for being here today. I hope you'll be here on, well, not I hope, I know you'll be here on Saturday. We have many more esteemed speakers who would be here. And all these questions we have thrown up in the air, the answers, the solutions will be revealed on Saturday. Thank you. We really appreciate you. Father Apostle, we appreciate you. Nikki, we appreciate you. Moderator, but most of all, ladies and gentlemen of the press, please, we have to change the mindset of our people. A bag of rice, now 1 week, 1 month max. A good leader, generations of progress and uplifting and of a better country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fashipe. I want to say a big thank you for all the discussions, for this beautiful moment we are at this afternoon. This is where we have to wrap up the program. I want to say thank you to the gentlemen of the press and lady. who had found time to attend this event. We really appreciate you. And of course, we're looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. Thank you very much. Mr. Fashwe, Apostle, do you have any more to say? Okay, thanks for coming. And I want to say thank you. And Johnny Mass is back home. Thank you very much for coming. So if I have a one-on-one with the apostle and the high table guest, please, you can. Thank you.